What's going on? Mike Neumann here with Inside Natural Bodybuilding, wrapping things up at the IFPA Pro International, held in conjunction with the NAMBF KC Classic. 190 plus competitors here. A lot of people here, but not only is it the competitors in the show, it's the spectators at the show. I was surprised today. I did not expect to run into Jim Evans. Jim, pleasure meeting you, man. Pleasure meeting you. I've seen a lot of you, read a lot of your work, big fan, and I'm just glad to run into you. So what brings you to the Pro International?
Well, my wife and I are traveling across the country. We're going to take 3 or 4 months. I took an unlimited leave of absence from the health club business. And we're traveling around the country interviewing athletes, profiling gyms and health clubs and fitness centers all over the United States.
Nice.
And we are in Des Moines right now for about 10 days and stopped down in St. Joe to pick up my youngest son. He's never seen a contest before, and believe me, he's seeing a real eyeful today.
Yeah.
This is a great show.
Oh, it's one of the best. It's the best show of the year so far with Cleveland Thomas, Moji Alua. You can't go wrong with that. Ryan Doris, get to see him for the first time, so it's kind of cool running into some of these people. Okay, so what kind of stops are you going to be making over the next few months then?
Well, it's kind of unplanned at this point, so we're going to be stopping and seeing some of the shows around the country. Again, stopping in some of the small communities, profiling some of the small gyms that never get any attention, profiling some of the athletes that have never been talked about.
Yeah.
Because not just as athletes, but we want to get behind them a little bit and find out who they are as people. Everybody's got a story. We're going to find out what those stories are.
They absolutely do. So are you doing some research as to what competitors you're going to find at these gyms, or maybe, because I like to go to certain gyms, like when I'm in town for certain shows, and I find out who trains at these gyms, and I call them up ahead of time and say, hey, let's meet at these gyms.
Yeah, that's part of it. I made some contacts here at the show already, and then in some cases we're going to be stopping in communities where we have no idea what's even there.
Yeah.
And we're going to stop in and see what's there, talk to the people, and sometimes we get surprised.
Wow, that's great. You're doing what I've always thought about doing myself, and I just can't take off 4 months of work, but that's something that I've always wanted to do, is just profile gyms. That's one of my favorite things to do, is check out gyms that I normally otherwise wouldn't go to. Yeah. Okay, so what else are you doing in the world of natural bodybuilding? I mean, I've been covering PNBA shows. Is there anything new in the NBA that maybe listeners would like to know that you can fill us in on?
Well, the NBA is a process where all of these organizations, it's going to take time for them to start working together, doing more together, getting on the same page. It's not an easy thing because some of them have been around for 20, 25, and NAMBF now for 28 years.
Okay.
And you get set in doing things a certain way, and every organization thinks its organization is the best.
Yeah.
They do this the best, they do that the best. They all do some things well.
Yeah.
So our efforts now are to try to get everybody little by little, cooperating more, getting to know each other. Some of these folks have never met each other.
Yeah.
And just getting to get acquainted with each other and working together in a common way, and gradually we'll overcome the differences. It's going to take time. I know the athletes want it to happen right away.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen right away.
It's certainly a process.
It is.
That's for sure, and part of that process is agreeing on the certain drug testing procedures.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say, like a couple organizations use WADA, other organizations don't think it's necessary.
Right.
You know, and plus when you run your organization for 20-some years, you don't necessarily want to change your ways after so long a period of time to adjust to somebody else's ways.
It's a combination of tradition and ego. There's a lot of things involved in it, and the athletes have to understand that it's not political so much as it is just getting people on the same page, and that takes time. But it is happening. Process has started, and I believe in the end it's going to work.
Okay. Now, what are the shows do you have a schedule of shows you might be hitting soon? Or you're just going to kind of play it by ear, whatever comes up?
We're going to kind of play it by ear, depending on where we're at the time. We'll stop and see friends and relatives along the way too. People, my wife and I basically sat down with each other and said, we're losing friends at our age. We're losing friends and family members all the time.
Yeah.
And the excuse we always make is we're working too hard. We can't afford to take off. We can't afford to do this. We said enough of this.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. And we're going to mix business and pleasure and make it a fun time.
Yeah, I always say life is about experiences and relationships, the people you know, and it seems like you get to a certain age that you just see your friends and family at funerals and weddings. And yeah, it's always nice to pay attention to friends and families and close ones at other events, something like this, kind of like how you're getting out right now doing this kind of a deal.
Well, we're having fun too because I've got a lot of the athletes we're Facebook friends.
Yeah.
But this is an opportunity now to meet some of them in person, one-on-one.
Exactly.
And it's great. Find out a little bit more about them and vice versa, and get everybody on the same page.
Yeah, well, let me know what shows you're going to be going to. I got a lot of shows coming to myself. The Badger State is coming up September 29th. That's Dana Maney's show. Yep. And then Shane's got a show in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, November 3rd. So if you're in those areas, let me know. The Yorton Cup, of course, October 27th.
I'd love to see that one.
If you can make that one.
Probably going to miss that one. I'd sure love to see it.
It'd be a nice show to hit up. Yeah. So yeah, nice to meet you, Jim Evans. And anytime you want to come on my podcast and talk the talk, let me know. But anything else you can add to the natural bodybuilding community that they should know that maybe I wouldn't know otherwise to ask?
Just listen to this guy. Listen to his show because he does a great job promoting the sport.
Yeah, and you write the great articles too. naturalbodybuildingexaminer.com, or what website would you refer people to go to?
Well, that's one. We actually got 4 different ones, but the National Bodybuilding Examiner.com.
That's the one. Yeah, enjoy because this guy writes some great articles. I'm sure you guys have all read those before. But this guy's a true ambassador of the sport. This guy covers the sport like I want to someday, and that's all I'm trying to do. I like to cover the personalities of the sport themselves, and you know, there's not enough people that cover the sport of natural bodybuilding like you do. So you lead the way for guys like me to keep on going with it.
Well, sometimes what I write is controversial. Sometimes people don't like it, but hey, I speak from the heart. It's the way I feel.
Yeah.
Based on a lot of years of doing this and so forth. But the drug problem is bigger than ever, and most people don't realize it. It's terrible. I was speaking to Don Hooten of the Taylor Hooten Foundation not too long ago, and he feels like he's spinning in the wind. He's been doing this for years since his son died from steroids.
Yeah.
And it's worse than it was before.
Yeah.
It's worse, not better. So we've got to keep the pressure on, and contests like this will help do that, to influence people, let them know what's really going on out there, and let these young people know that you can compete naturally. You don't have to take drugs to win.
So even in like the high school level and college level, steroids are getting worse and worse.
It's terrible.
Really worse now than ever. Would you say that?
It's an epidemic.
No kidding. What's going on with that?
Well, you can go in a lot of the muscle magazines, and they actually tell you what to take, how to stack them, where you can buy them.
And kids buy into
That's
this
crazy.
stuff, right?
When you can go online and find anything you want, buy the source, and have it sent to your house. That's ridiculous, but that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And I don't see anything being done to take care of it either. Nothing's being resolved. It just gets bigger and bigger.
Well, guys like you getting the word out, talking about
That's
it.
what we have to do.
And we just got to keep getting the word out. And guys like, they're promoting this natural bodybuilding here. Guys like Cleveland Thomas and Ryan Dorsch promoting the sport itself, showing it can't be done without the steroids. So yeah, that's all you can do. But it's that self is a process as well. So
we actually have to reach the media too, because a lot of times the media will find the drug athletes and use them for advertisements and so forth. Why don't they come the natural way? I don't know. We've got to influence the media too to realize that there is a difference.
Well, I think when you go to the newsstands, any newsstand, it's all, you know, there's no natural bodybuilding magazines out there. You got Fitness and Physique magazine, but that's only Barnes & Noble, and it comes out once every 3 months. It seems like the people want to pay to see the big freaks or something. I don't know quite what it is.
It's evolved. It's happened that way. And then you've got the newsstands too, the stores that feature these magazines and so forth.
Yeah.
And they are putting it out there in front of people, and that's all they see.
Yeah.
Oh, if that's all they see, that's what they're going to buy.
Well, and then, of course, I guess that sells itself because they see it and that's what they're going to buy, just like you said.
The retailers are creating the demand. The retailers are creating the demand for the product.
Just putting it out there.
If they didn't put it out there, and it was all natural, then that's the way things would go.
Wow,
they're not doing it.
This is a whole other topic as well. We can go on and on about this all night long. It's like good stuff. Well, Jim Evans, definitely a pleasure running into you one more time. So I just wanted to. I mean, it was a surprise. I mean, I was in the break room eating, and here comes Jim Evans walking. I'm like, Jim, good to meet you.
Hey, it was a great show. I'm sure.
Okay, it was one hell of the best show of the year so far.
Absolutely.
So here we are, Pro International, wrapping things up. This is Jim Evans, Mike Neumann. This is Inside Natural Bodybuilding. This is an exclusive with Jim Evans. Thanks for watching. We're out of here.